All right, guys, welcome back to another Coach's Corner episode. We have the awesome Adrian Ceja, the awesome and lovely Kim Rallis with us. Kim, how you doing today? We have one of our favorite people in the world with us today that's joining us, the lovely Krista Moreland. We got the amazing Mark Nendick with us today. Mark, how you doing? The awesome Seth Hood in the house. All right, guys, welcome back to another Coach's Corner episode. We have the awesome Adrian Ceja from Orange County in the house. Adrian, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. It's an honor to be on you guys' podcast yet again. Man, on one of them some time ago. Yeah. Some other episode you guys had.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good to be back on.
Hey man, likewise, man. It's always an honor to have you and just, see your handsome smile and just, we were just kind of catching up before we hit the record button. So I'm glad to hear that everything's going well. And I'm excited too, because I know that, like I said, you're very established as a trainer and fitness professional to where you have a lot of wisdom and a lot of experience that you're going to be giving out in this segment. So let's dig into it, man. How long have you been a fitness professional, and what has been like your go-to lead generation strategy tactic that's been really working for you? And I know you do online and in person, so let's go more with the online side of things.
Yeah. So first, answer the first question, how long? Probably now for 6 years, but I would add another year or two to that, just kind of like being somewhat in the fitness space. So can you imagine almost 10 years? I'm only 32. Wow. So anyway, but yeah, I started fairly young, right? And so I think one of the best things for me has been from the front end, I think has been social media, but then also given that it's been some years, also, I think it's been word of mouth also. Mm-hmm. And then I think I've been much more intentional, much more recently, I guess, on my on collecting emails. And so I'm actually working with somebody right now, kind of helping me sort of like support that end of it and stuff, because I don't want to be sitting writing emails all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So anyway, I do have the support on that. And so that's good. But yeah, I think it's been those types of things. And when I say social media, I don't just mean like random posts here and there, but you guys talked about this all the time. Giving value, adding value to people, showing people, tips and tricks, and giving free info and just dropping knowledge bombs and stuff, So again, how you guys talk about this all the time, it really positions you as the go-to person in your area. And it really positions you as the expert and stuff, As a matter of fact, I don't even call myself the expert, but I'll get messages from people and they'll say, hey, so I was thinking about this and this, but I wanted to go to you as a fitness expert, So but it's really cool because it shows what my brand is becoming, and it shows what people see me as. And so it's like a way of it's like a way of, I guess, like speaking back to me in terms of like what I'm putting out and stuff,
Exactly. But that's the great part, man, is that attitude of just like being humble and having humility, right? That you don't look at yourself as expert, but your community does, your tribe, your clients do. And that's what you want, is position yourself as expert. But that's great, man, because that attitude is going to carry you to always be a student, always be better, and be able to serve them further, right?
Yeah, dude. And I got to give you some props real quick. I've seen like your social media as of late, and it's definitely just
trying. I'm pushing it. It was the focus for this year for sure. Yeah. Man, it's so true. Like when they say like, it's a lot of work, social media, it's like, it is. Like if you're really intentional about it, and I'm talking about like the call to action, right? And giving what people like want and things like that within the means of like what you want to do in terms of like what you believe in, what you stand for, etc. But yeah, given a lot of knowledge, and I want to do more videos too, I actually enjoy doing videos, and I like talking in front of the camera, so I don't know why I don't do it more.
Yeah.
I want to get into doing more of that.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, man. It's good to see like you just like evolving with it all. So let me ask you this, Adrian. So you know that we're really big like on client experience and kind of just really like showering them with good customer service. So what do you do like with your online clients that just can't be replicated? It's that client experience that you give them to where it's just like, this is why I work with Adrian and nobody else.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's important for the coach to remember that they are the coach, and I think that they sort of have to anticipate. There's kind of different layers about this that I want to get into, but I think they have to position themselves and remember that they are the coach. And when they jump on a coaching call, if they do offer that in the online training, when they jump on a coaching call, the client is on the receiving end, not necessarily the giving end, and we're the ones on the giving end. And so I think sometimes they can feel our low energy if we do have that. They can feel the laziness, the sluggishness and stuff. So I think we got to be really intentional on showing up with energy and showing up ready to encourage them and motivate them and really add value to them and give to them and stuff like that, and really help them sort of recalibrate them if they've had maybe a bad week. Because you guys know this even as trainers too. It's like there's this tendency to think, people can have like one bad meal, and to them, it's like, I blew up the entire week. I messed up. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so it's kind of like, okay, hold on. So we sort of have to help them reframe their mindset about nutrition and about living a healthier lifestyle and stuff, and so to them, it's sort of like a challenge to them because they thought this, but then we're here trying to like rewire that whole thinking process. And so I think a lot of it has to do with the mental aspect of coaching itself. And I think it really keeps my clients sticking around, I think, for the long term. And then also too, one of the things I like doing is teaching. Mm-hmm. And so this actually learned from you guys, but there's like these graphics. And in fact, we're kind of working on putting some more together, but there's these graphics that I like to show. And then I do a screen share so that way I can teach them on macros and what they are, or teach them on different like benefits of like sleep or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Just so that way they get like the verbal sort of connection, but they can also see it too. And it's funny because sometimes I'll get clients to tell me like, can you actually send me that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm like, yeah, for sure. Because I think people want to learn. And I think if they're truly after this, healthy lifestyle change, and I think they're going to appreciate it that much more. And yeah, so I think for me, that kind of has been creating a really great experience, I think, for the both of us and stuff. It's showing me that it's something that, yes, they do want, and yes, they do want more of it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, dude, I love all that. And I think the key word to what you said was show up, right? And then I think I just did a video on this earlier today on IG, just showing up daily and just.
Really? I didn't watch it, just in case you thought it was from you.
We're thinking alike. Yeah, but just showing up daily, and just like giving good energy, having a good attitude, and just, giving your clients hope, accountability, certainty.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, man. It's like they're buying you and they need you, no matter what. So I love that. Sounds like that's what you're bringing to the table every single day.
Yeah, and you can't make them think like, oh, well, I could have figured that out on my own and stuff. Because the reality is, like, look, people could go to YouTube and just learn all this stuff. They really could. So it's like, what's going to separate you from just that video that they can watch on YouTube? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, give them something tangible and give them takeaways. And some of my clients have just kind of like, if it fits, some of my clients, I'll even kind of give them action steps or next steps or homework, if you will, like, hey, this week, let's focus on this. Because if you just bombard them with too much stuff and just kind of give them this like dump of information, it becomes really overwhelming on top of their work life, on top of, other responsibilities. It becomes overwhelming and it's challenging. Yeah. And no one likes to feel demotivated or feel like, oh, they didn't measure up to this, perfection of a diet or this perfection of a meal plan or whatever it was.
Yeah, 100%.
Well said, man. So let's shift gears, Adrian. So we talked a little bit before we hit record about like just how important mindset is. And I know you already know this, you're bought into this. So, before you got into like, starting your own business and even going online, what were some of those self-limiting beliefs that you had to overcome? In particular, just the fear of failure, the fear of getting started, imposter syndrome, comparison syndrome, or scarce money mindset. Which one were like those demons talking to you, and how'd you overcome those?
Yeah, super challenging. It's like to myself, I knew that I knew a lot about this stuff, and I knew that I could help people, but for some reason I could not justify, why somebody should pay me for this stuff, And so that was really challenging for me. And I think we even had this conversation about a year ago where we talked about like how I myself don't even come from money and stuff, and nor did I see somebody do something like how I'm doing it. And so for me, in my framework of thinking, I was sort of like the first doing something like this in the fitness space, and then offering the online service too. It's like so seeing my value. So I think I was missing seeing the value that I could bring to other people, and seeing myself as this expert or as this professional, as people would have mentioned, to justify why people should pay me. So I think it was a limiting belief in the sense that I didn't feel worthy enough to help people, even though I knew that I was able to and stuff, but it's almost like when there was a dollar sign attached to it, I was like, So more than that, though, it might have even been this fear of rejection or something,
Yeah.
Because no one likes that feeling. And then when that would happen, it's like, oh my gosh, am I a bad trainer? Or like, did I not do a good job? Or whatever it is. And not everybody's going to say yes and want to work with you and stuff, but I think even processing those emotions and processing those thoughts I think it sort of built up this resilience in me and stuff, but I think at the core, it was this like limiting belief of worthiness, I think,
Yeah. And I would say that's like a form of like what's called fear of delivery, where somebody just doesn't have like that confidence or that belief that they have the value to deliver, to their clients or be able to get them results like with the knowledge that they have. Right.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Appreciate you sharing that though, man. Cause I know there's one listener at least listening to this to where they're probably thinking the same thing or having that same feel.
Yeah, for sure. And I think one of the interesting things was, because we had even talked about this before and stuff. It's like I was going to bring the value to the program. So I think it was this whole like paradigm shift of how I was even creating a program, to have like the programming price really make sense to me and stuff, So it wasn't just like, here's a workout and here's a diet, but it's everything else that comes with coaching too, the accountability, the appointment time that you have with your coach and stuff, like people love to say like, oh, my trainer, oh, my trainer, oh, my coach. Like people love to say those kind of things and stuff. And so I want to live up to that, like, I guess that standard of expectation where like, I'm going to meet you at your level of commitment, and I'm going to meet you at your level of motivation and drive and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. All right, Adrian. So let's kind of end this with some fun here. So let's say that you were granted a 30-second Super Bowl commercial, right? And we had millions of fitness professionals watching this on TV. What would that commercial say as far as advice to up and coming fitness professionals with all the experience that you've had?
In 30 seconds, I would say to help people in fitness be committed to their bigger goals in their life, because no matter what their big like aspirations are, their goals, or what their dreams are and stuff, be committed to the process, because they wouldn't be able to achieve those things if they didn't have their health today. So it's a bigger picture than just I want to get healthy. It's like people have a future, and the one limiting thing is going to be their health. One of the limiting factors would be their health.
Yeah. So kind of like the carryover effect of like putting health at the forefront, that leads into like a better relationship, better career, like more experiences, life, all that, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Exactly. That's a good question though. Dang.
I got to put you guys on the spot somehow. On these.
That even challenged me. I was like,
that was good though, man. That was a good answer.
All right, Adrian. So before I ask like where the listeners can find you and stuff, man, I want to take a moment to just acknowledge you and just say thank you for putting your trust into Chris and myself, for letting us be your coach and be a part of our program. And I'm just proud of you, man. Just seeing all your progress. You're a true action taker. Every time we told you to just go implement something, like you did it, and then you're doing great right now, and you're serving people, helping people, and it's just like the sky's the limit, man. So keep on doing it.
Yeah. And honestly, man, I respect the hell out of you because you're all in this. You know what I mean? You don't have just like this as a side hustle or just one foot in. You're all in this to serve people and then eventually make this world a better place, man. So much respect.
Yeah. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. So where can the listeners just see more of what you're doing and follow up on you?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say Instagram, Adrian Ceja _ That's probably the best place, and you can find my links there if you want to check out my website, theneighborhoodtrainer.com. Facebook, Adrian Ceja.
Okay,
awesome.
Cool.
That's the best place.
Best place, man. All right, we'll have all that linked up in the show notes. Guys, go follow Adrian and see all the cool stuff he's doing. I promise you guys will learn a thing or two. All right, Adrian. Well, thank you again, man, for your time. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
All right, guys. Until next time. All right, guys, welcome back to another Coach's Corner episode. We have the awesome and lovely Kim Rallis with us. Kim, how you doing today?
Hey, guys. Thank you. I'm great. How are you?
We're doing well. We got a workout in on this Friday and nice to knock that out. And then we were just talking before we hit record that, if you wanted to take like a little shot of wine or something just to kind of calm the nerves.
Should have done that. Yeah.
That's a little trick that somebody taught us too a while ago. So
some tequila or something that works better, I think.
Yeah, just one, nothing too crazy.
Yeah, I think tequila would hit the bloodstream a lot faster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool, Kim. Thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. And I know you're going to give some good value to the listeners, to like whether they're aspiring fitness professionals or even just like seasoned veterans. So my first question, Kim, is how long have you been a fitness professional? And I know you're more focused on like nutrition coaching. And what has been like the number one lead generation strategy that's been really working well for you online?
Yeah. So I haven't been doing this for that long. I started my business at the end of October. And then shortly afterwards, I think I started working with you guys in November. So the best tactics to get clients, I feel like the first one was sharing my story. I have my own weight loss story. I have had health issues. So nutrition is really important to me. But it was also really scary to share that story. Like you have to be really vulnerable. Mm-hmm. Everybody's looking at you. Like my next door neighbor was my Instagram stories and stuff. My colleagues at work. So it was pretty tough at the beginning, but I feel like that really opened up some doors for me because people could relate to my story. It actually gave me my first 2 clients like within a week, just sharing that. And then also a personal trainer that lives nearby me, she saw my story, she started following me, and then she asked me to do a collaboration, which was huge for me. And yeah, that gave me loads of clients. So that was the first thing. That I would say, really share that story, be yourself, be your authentic self, and learn how to share it as well through storytelling. That's really important. And then the second one was something that you guys teach in the program, what separates me from other nutritionists posts. That's really powerful. You kind of give them like some points, like this is who I am, this is what I do, this is why I'm different than other coaches out there, because there are a lot of coaches out there. And just off that post, I got a high ticket client. And it was really to sell her on the call as well, because she had done her research. So that definitely helps. And then the third one is the spear post.
Yeah.
So with the spear post, you go looking for people that are really motivated to do the work. And yeah, that definitely got me loads of leads. And I know that other people in the VIP program, I mean, they were killing it. I think one of them got like 100 leads just off one post.
Yeah, I think that was John.
Yeah, John. Yeah, exactly. So that's awesome. And the 14-day challenge, I mean, that one, I think that might be the best one, because people really get to know you in 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook group, and it's exhausting running a challenge. You really have to give it your all. You're like, I feel like you're on 24/7. But yeah, you're giving people a lot of value, and it's almost impossible for them to say no afterwards. So they already know you, so you get them on a call, and it's actually quite easy to close them after the challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Kim, I'm just hearing you right now talk about all these lead gen strategies, and it's like, man, you're a fitness marketer now.
I guess I am.
That's so awesome though. So Kim, I want to ask you, so, we're very big, just kind of like, our excellence with like coaching and the experience you give your clients. So what's like an experience or something unique that you do with like your nutrition, clients that nobody else can really like replicate? And this is exactly why they get coached by you.
Yeah, so I feel like what the most important thing is, I really want to get to know the people that I coach. So, I want to know about their lives. I want to know about their struggles. I want to know their strong points, their weak points, like everything. And I really try to look at all my clients with, a lot of empathy as well.
Mm-hmm.
I feel I've had coaches that were like really, really tough on me, and that doesn't always work. Like some people that I coach have so much going on in their lives. It's just admirable that they're taking that step to a healthier lifestyle next to all the other things they've got going on. If they mess up like one time, I feel like, you have to keep them accountable, but also show them like a little bit of love, have some empathy for people. We're not robots.
Yep.
So I feel like that's the most important thing that I do. And that's really working out for me and for my clients. So that's great.
Awesome. No, I love that. And that's what it's all about. It's just like kind of breaking down those barriers, right? And just building that trust to where it's like, they could sit there and feel like they can come to you and tell you anything, and there will absolutely be no judgment on your part.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I try and install in all of them. Like I also say, if you're feeling, because I feel like with nutrition itself is never the issue. It's the emotion behind it. Like, why are people eating?
Yep.
And I really want to know why that is. And I have a lot of women that are emotional eaters. And you really got to break through that. And that's not easy. So we go really deep actually with mindset stuff. And I feel like that's where what separates me from like a regular nutritionist. I focus a lot on mental health.
Yeah, good.
Just
huge.
Nutrition. Yeah. And there's no cookie cutter program. Like I do everything based on what my clients need. So
yeah, that's awesome. I just remember really quick that when we did all the coaching too, how much we focus on just the emphasis of the mindset and just breaking down their trauma. We always knew that there was like past trauma that led them to these bad habits and the body shaming and just why they just got to this like unhealthy position in their life.
Yeah, exactly. And they're never going to be happy with the number on the scale.
Yep. No.
You gotta love yourself first, and then, you can lose the weight and create healthy habits and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Kim, let's shift gears to breaking past self-limiting beliefs. And I know you've heard us talk about this a lot in the program and stuff, but it's so important. So I want you to touch too a little bit on like just the fact that you've been juggling a full-time job while building this business and really just like getting it like scaled very fast. So what was holding you back, really before taking action? Was it fear of failure, fear of just getting started, imposter syndrome, comparison syndrome, or a scarce money mindset?
I think a combination of imposter syndrome and the comparisons.
Yeah.
I feel like I started out I don't know if it's really late, but I was 28 when I figured out what I wanted to do in life. So I was a journalist before I started my own business, which is an extremely different world. And when I started, you start following people on Instagram, and I felt like, oh God, I'm never going to be as good as them. Is what I'm doing enough? I'm just starting out. How can I help someone? What helped me was that I knew that I had transformed my own life. So I knew that I could help other people, and that's what I wanted to do. But I definitely had a lot of trouble getting over the imposter syndrome. And the best way to do it is just go for it. And I feel like after I had helped out a couple of clients and I saw their results and I saw their mindset like shift completely, that gave me more confidence to help more people. And then the clients right now are just keep coming in, and everyone's basically doing amazing. And I feel like you just gotta go for it. Just start somewhere. I mean, everybody's got to start somewhere, right? So you're never like there when you just start out, but you can definitely get there faster when you get over your own fears and insecurities.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that. And then can you just touch up too, because I know that there's some listeners that are probably in the same position where they're working a full-time job, but they have this love and passion for fitness and they know they have a skill set, but for some reason it's just holding them back, or they just don't know how to just get over that hurdle of just juggling both things and building a business while still, making an income. So how have you really just kind of done that?
Well, let me tell you, it's not easy. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a struggle. I also have a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old. So, I mean, I don't know. I think that my work ethic has always been really great. And when I know that I want something, I give it my all. And the best thing to do is just never give up.
Yeah.
At the start of my business, sometimes I was struggling thinking, oh God, how am I going to get my next client? And I just kept putting in the work. And when you do that, the clients will come, but you do have to take action.
Yeah.
Most important thing. And there definitely will be days where you're thinking, oh God, how am I going to get through this one? Super busy, just don't know where to get the time from. But it's just like you guys always say, put on in your B work if you can put in your A work. Just do that. Just gotta keep taking action.
Yep.
Before you know it, you'll be able to quit that full-time job. So
like you are soon.
Exactly.
Yes.
2 weeks away.
Yes. 2 weeks away. 2 more weeks. Yes.
Well, it's awesome, Kim, just to see your growth and like you're a true inspiration, and I really mean that. So let's kind of end this like on some fun right here. Okay. So let's say that you were granted a Super Bowl commercial, about 30 seconds, and millions of people were watching this, but they're fitness professionals that were targeted. What would be your message to some of these fitness professionals or like nutrition coaches that are up and coming and want to get into this profession?
Oh God, you're putting me on the spot. We don't have football commercials in the Netherlands. So what I would say to them, so you mean the people that want to get want to make a full-time business?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anything like from your past experience since October,
Right. What I would say, definitely, I mean, this is really from the bottom of my heart, hire good coaches. You guys were instrumental in transforming my life, my business. that's the first. Surround yourself with people that already know what they are doing. Don't keep struggling like for months or years. Do it right immediately. That's why when I started, I immediately hired you guys, because I knew that I wanted to surround myself with people that are already great at what they do and that can get me to that next level. And I feel like that is definitely the best thing to do, the best starting points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well
That's
said.
awesome.
I could have said like that's a mic drop, but couldn't agree more because you know us, we're huge on hiring mentors and coaches. So thank you,
Yeah.
Kim. Yeah. So before I ask like, where people can find you and stuff, I just want to take a moment to just, acknowledge you, Kim. Just, you've only been working with us for about 5 months or so. And it's just been such a pleasure getting to know you and just seeing your growth overall as an entrepreneur and business owner. And the fact that you've been working a full-time job, you're a mama too, and you have a significant other. It's just, it's like you're super mom. It's really awesome. It really, really
Oh,
is.
thank
And
you.
I'm so excited to see like where your next journey goes the rest of this year once you just take off completely. So again, thank you for putting your trust into us.
No, thank you guys. I mean, I'm really, I say this a lot, but I'm really thankful for you guys. And I'm super excited for what's to come.
Yeah, likewise, Kim.
Absolutely.
So where can where can they connect with you? Like on Instagram, Facebook?
Yeah, Instagram. So my Instagram is Kim Rallis, which is RALLYS and then _ nutritionist on Instagram.
Okay. Awesome. So we'll have that linked up in the show notes. Guys, go follow Kim, see all the cool stuff she's doing. So once again, Kim, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Kim.
Thank you guys.
All righty, guys. Until next time.
All right.
All right, guys. Welcome back to another Coach's Corner episode. We have one of our favorite people in the world with us today that's joining us, the lovely Krista Moreland. How you doing today?
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, we're excited to have you too. And like, before we hit the record button, we were just talking about like your experience coming to Dallas, like the bipolar weather, but all fun stuff. But Krista, like you always just bring a smile to my face. Honestly, just like when we're talking, you have such a good heart, good energy. And that's why I'm super excited about you just being a part of this, just mashup and helping like aspiring fit pros or even seasoned ones, just with like all your wisdom and knowledge. So thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. That hits me in the heart. We've known each other for some years now. Yeah. And, if we rewind back to like the first time that we met, I definitely was not in the position that I'm in now. And so it's really fun just to see you guys grow, to see my business grow, and what really can happen for your business if you, commit to it and dial in and continue to seek out what will work for you in the industry.
100%. So let's kick this off. So my first question is, how long have you been a fitness professional? I know you focus more on nutrition coaching. And then what is like your go-to lead generation tactic or strategy that's been just working really well for you to just acquire clients?
Yeah. So this is my 7th year doing this. Okay. It's so weird how all of a sudden you're like, wait, what? I've been doing something for 7 years. And I'll tell you, I've tried a lot of the things out there that you see like, oh, this always works. This always works. And it's kind of like dieting, right? Like you have to kind of try all the things to figure out what truly works for you and your nutritional journey. And I feel that way in business, right? I've tried a lot of things that worked for other people that didn't necessarily work for me, but you don't stop trying those things because that's how you find your way, right? Mm-hmm. And so I recently have found that, so what I do is I think I do the hardest part of nutrition, of fitness, selling nutrition. Like that's not easy. It's not sexy. Nobody's like super stoked to embark on a nutritional journey. Do they want to go in the gym and slam some weights and have like a killer workout? Yeah, people are excited about that, but people are not necessarily excited to hop on the nutrition train, right? So I have found that, opt-in pages work for people. They'll grow your email list if you have a great strategy for it. But most recently, what I have found, especially with my avatar being busy mamas on the go, is that they need a personal touch. They need to be tapped on the shoulder and like, hey, mama, I see you. I see where you're at. I see your effort. They need to be nurtured and loved on, because the nutrition world has not treated them well. Almost everyone, I journal. Every single person that I get on a discovery call in, I have 5 of these journals and I take notes. And almost every mama that I talk to has tried 5, 6, 7 things.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a resistance that is put up, when we talk about nutrition with them. And so the strategy that I have found that has worked so well for me lately is getting into DM conversations, like honest, heartfelt, connected conversations with them, and asking them. You'll be amazed how many mamas I say, where are you? Share with me where you are in your nutritional journey. And they just unload where they are. And nobody really takes the time to ask them that. And I will tell you guys, in making this personal touch, my business has just skyrocketed.
Yeah.
It has really, really skyrocketed. I'm at 93% of what I made in 2019 and 2020. And we're how many days into 2021?
Crazy.
I don't know, 120, something like that. May, right? So this strategy has really, really worked for my avatar.
Yeah. And I think also, Krista, it's just that personal touch to where it's like they see your personality, like those questions you're asking them. It just shows that you care, right? Instead of just throwing like a link at them or just like, hey, buy my stuff, or let me just onboard you right away. You know what I mean? So that's awesome. You're doing that strategy.
Yeah. It's so funny too, because, there are other coaches trying to do that too, right? They see that I'm in business and they want to sell me. They want to get in a conversation with me. And it's really funny because the other day, a sweet coach's coach reached out to me and she accidentally copy and pasted like her second touch. And so it was funny because I identified it and I was like, hey girl, I was like, I'm pretty sure you didn't mean to send this one. You meant to send a different one, but I'll join your group, sister. And she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. And I was like, it's all good. Like, who am I to get in the way of someone trying to make a connection and seeing if they can step in and help me? Like, yeah, let's go. Right.
Absolutely.
And that's how I feel about the DM strategy. Like, if I didn't have a quality product, if I didn't truly passionately believe that what I do will change and shift your world forever, then I would feel skeezy about reaching out and tapping into those conversations. But in my soul, I know that I can change this mama's world. Like, girlfriend, answer my DM. You need me. I'm going to help you. Right.
Exactly.
So when you believe that about your business, like, yeah, why would I not reach out and touch somebody about it?
No, and it's like, I love that. I'm glad you hit on that point because like we're doing the same thing right now. That strategy, it's called Sell by Chat, and it's working very effectively for us. And when you're genuine, you have good intentions, you have a badass like a service that can help people. You have tons of testimonials. It's like, and you're being yourself through just a conversation. Then, when people aren't interested, you're just like, okay, just like on to the next person that needs my service. And that's just how it is,
100%. And I'm not for everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
And my energy or my positive disposition, people are like, too much. No, thank you. And that is totally okay. Right. And the cool part is that on Facebook or any other platform, they can just keep rolling. Like, you just keep rolling, girlfriend. Right. But I am going to find my people. And when I find my people, I get to serve them in a way that I know will change their life. And so I never feel bad about it. I don't feel weird popping into their DMs and showing up because it's me. It's not a robot. It's a true conversation I'm having with them.
Yeah,
Love it.
exactly. So Krista, I know that you're very big, like just on like the client experience, like with your busy mom. So what I want to ask is just like, what do you do that's just like this client experience that's so unique and just can't be replicated? And this is like exactly why these busy moms work with you, Krista.
Yeah. So I think that one of the big things that happens when you become a mama, and I think we're conditioned to it, right? Like, I watched my mom do it. Other mamas watch their moms do it. When you become a mom, there's this idea that your dreams, your goals, your aspirations go all the way to the bottom of the list. And when you do that, that means your health, it means your mindset, it means your brain health, it means your physical health, it means your internal health, your hormones. Like, we really just start to put ourselves at the bottom of the list. And one of the big things that I do is I show mamas that by putting themselves on the list first, they are actually serving their family at a much higher level. It's not selfish, it's the thing to do. And I get a little resistance in that because they're like, no, that's not loving your family. That's not serving your family. And I'm like, okay, So I get that that's a hard concept to wrap your brain around because for like generations, that's not been a thing. But let me ask you this. Let's look at it this way. When you get on an airplane, if the mother goes down, falls out of the sky, what is the first thing you are supposed to do? Put the mask on everybody else and gasp for breath? No. The very first thing that they instruct you to do is put your own oxygen mask on first. That's in a life or death situation. So in your world, in your family world, in your business world, in whatever, you are to put your oxygen mask on first. You are to take care of you first. That is the most important thing that you can do for the people that you want to pour into. And giving them that permission and that perspective allows them to show up on a totally different level. And then now we're teaching the next generation that, hey, I am an important person in this family dynamic. I don't have to be the martyr mom. My mom took care of herself and took care of us really well. And so it's about the food, but it's not really about the food. It's really about making ourselves a priority. And when we do that, we get to show and grow and teach our kids, our spouses, our friends, our coworkers, how to treat themselves better too. That's a big mission behind what I do and how I do it.
Yeah, that's super powerful. I couldn't agree more. So thank you for sharing that. So let's shift gears towards breaking past self-limiting beliefs. And we're no strangers to this, right? And it's like we have to deal with this shit all the time. But before you got started, like let's say even like 7 years ago, right? I'm gonna take you back in the time machine. What was the biggest one that was like just paralyzing you from just taking action? Was it fear of getting started, fear of failure, imposter syndrome, comparison syndrome, or like a scarce money mindset? And how did you just break past that and just go?
Oh my gosh. All the things, right? Like, holy cow. I had no idea. If you would have asked me 7 years ago that running my own business and having my own business was going to cause me to have to unravel in a way that I had no idea the layers of crap I had on this brain, this body. And running your own business very quickly will show you where all of your weak points are.
Yep.
And money mindset was huge. Imposter syndrome was huge. I'm a 2-sport college athlete, so this perfectionist mentality and people pleasing mentality was thick. I mean, if somebody did not think that I measured up, it crushed me. And I'm talking like would take me down. An email from a sour client or somebody who didn't think that I was good enough would take me out for months. And it was then that I realized and I started doing the mindset work and the internal work. And I am by no means like cured of all these things, but what used to take months away from me takes seconds. I can reframe it. 30 seconds, have a moment of like, what? And then question, and then be like, no, girl, go get out your journal. Look, I got it right here. And I've got a ton of these. This is another journal. I can open this up, find my I am statements, find my pillars, like who I believe I am, my pillar stacking, my truth value stacking. And I can say, no, girl, you are strong. You are bold. You are caring. You are loving. You are a difference maker. And then I can reframe myself and get back into inspiring and leading others.
Yeah.
But it takes that work. Like it takes an everyday grind to commit to that and to show up for yourself first, right? Like pour into yourself first. So when the world comes at you crazy, you've got your armor on and you're like, I'm just let that bounce off my shield.
I know what you're thinking. You're probably like, dude, come on. I was literally watching this video, watching this interview, and you literally just pop up on the screen and interrupt it. Trust me, there's a good reason for this. Just hold on, and I'm gonna let you get back to that interview or that video. Trust me, all right? So the reason why I stopped you on this is because we're giving away our book 100% free. Okay, so if you're a frustrated fitness professional, you're not growing fast enough, you're looking to future-proof and recession-proof your business by adding online training, or if you're doing online training, you want to scale and grow faster, all you have to do is check out our new book. We're giving the audio away, we're giving the PDF away. So all you have to do is click the link below in the description box and get your free copy. All right, so now back to the video.
Not today, right?
Yeah. No, that's awesome, Chris. And I really like too what you just said, the I am, statements. I think that's really, really good. And I'm definitely going to start like doing that too. I never thought about it that way, but it's like, I'm big on like making declarations, and everyone says like, your mantras and just, positive like words of affirmation, but I like the I am statements.
Yeah. And I've got 3 little ones.
Yeah.
And they're playing competitive sports. And there are days that they go up to the plate and they strike out and they want to say, I'm not good. I am too slow. And I'm like, whoa. Like, no. If you feel like you are slow, then let's talk about how to make you faster. Like, let's problem solve, but let's not declare that that's what we are. It might be where you're at, but it's not who you are. So let's work on that. And I just had this conversation with my son. He's 10 years old. He's 114 pounds, size 10 men's shoe. He's as tall as I am. He does not understand his body. And somebody told him that he was slow. And so he's like, I'm slow. And I'm like, no, you are strong. You are big. You are bold. We've got to understand how to work your body into speed.
Yeah.
And that for him was like freedom. It's like, oh,
Awesome.
I can put myself in this box. And I was like, no, you don't. And so I feel like we do that for ourselves all the time too, right? Somebody somewhere told us we are not something and we take that on as who we are.
Yep.
And it takes one thought to break away from it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's so awesome though, how you're just like reframing your son's mindset just like that to believe in himself more, be more confident. It's really cool. And also, Chris, on a side note, I can see you coming out with a journal soon too. And stuff like that. All those journals everywhere in the room right there. I see a journal coming.
You're on to me. Because I've got a dream journal. I've got a dream journal brewing in the back. I've got some QR codes I'm going to throw in there with some mini teachings. Like it's in here.
I see it. So Krista, let's kind of just like wrap this up with some fun. Okay. Let's just say that you were granted a 20 or 30 second Super Bowl commercial, right? And this was going to be in front of millions of like fitness professionals and nutrition coaches. That's what they were targeting right there. What would that 20 to 30 second like commercial ad be about just your experience of 7 years being in the trenches, or any just words of just wisdom to them?
I mean, I think what I would come out and say is, you are your only limitation. There is nothing in this world that can keep you from getting after and going after what you want. Life is lived in the gray, and we're so worried about black and white, right or wrong, A or B. And truly, life is lived in the messiness, right? It's lived in the ups and downs of it, and be okay with that. And I would just encourage people to really take the time to discover what that is for them so that they can live peacefully in their own body, in their skin, in their weight loss journey, in their health and fitness. That would 1,000% be my message to them.
Man,
Pour some water on that mic. I don't see the mic, but
It's hidden over here.
está caliente.
That's how we roll,
that's fire.
I love it. So, Krista, before I just ask, where the listeners can connect with you and keep up with you, I want to take a moment just to acknowledge you and just for everything that you're doing, right? 7 years in the trenches, like you have not given up, like you're crushing it right now. You're just helping so many people. You're a mom, you're a wife, like you're super mom, and you're such an inspiration. And thank you for just giving Chris and myself a chance to just, help you with your business and mentor you and just get to know you. I really always am so just thankful for that. So keep up the great work.
Oh, thank you so much. And, as a business owner and being in this industry, who you surround yourself with is so important. And you guys have always breathed fire and life and encouragement into my world. So I'm equally grateful for that and just love watching you guys do what you do too. So thank you guys for that as well.
Thanks, Krista.
So where can the listeners link up with you and just follow everything that you're doing?
Yeah. So my favorite place to hang out with mamas is going to be in my private Facebook group. It's called Busy Mom Simple Nutrition. If you're like, I suck at finding links, then just find Krista with a K, Krista Moreland, Moreland on Facebook. Friend request me, shoot me a message. I'll send you a clickable link. But I really enjoyed hanging out on my personal page, which is Krista Moreland, and then shifting my mamas into that group. I show up every single day. I pour content into them, ideas, hacks, jokes. I show up live every week and I teach on a topic that I feel mamas need to know about. And that is my favorite place to hang out. Of course, I've got all the standard stuff, right? Instagram and a website, and it's just kmoremacro.com. So any of those places would be great.
Awesome. So we'll be sure to link that up in the show notes so, people can join that. But other than that, guys, go follow Krista. I'm telling you, she's doing some cool stuff and she knows what she's doing. So other than that, Krista, thank you again for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much. Have a good day.
You're welcome.
Thanks for
All right, guys. Until next time. All right, guys. Welcome back to another Coach's Corner episode. We got the amazing Mark Nendick with us today. Mark, how you doing today, man?
I'm good, guys. How are you guys doing?
Doing well. I know we were just talking a little bit before we hit record, just catching up with just all the cool stuff that you're doing right now. And what's cool, man, is just that I know you're going to put a different twist to this one because you're really specializing in corporate wellness. Yeah. So I'm just excited because, you know, I know you have a wealth of knowledge, a lot of experience, a good heart. So there's going to be a lot of value in this particular segment for fitness professionals and just to blow their mind.
Yeah, I'm excited to share with what I've done. I've kind of been in the trenches for the last 3 years since we had our first VIP day, and in the trenches learning. And I finally feel like I can breathe a little bit. We have a proven system. You know, I've been grinding behind the scenes, and a proven system that's working, having a ton of success with it. So what I'd like to do first off is thank you guys for having me again. I think this is maybe our third time being on the show. So thank you to you guys. And all I want to do is give value to everyone who's listening.
Appreciate
100%.
that, Mark. So let's kick this off, man. So my first question is to you. How long have you been a fitness professional? And tell me, what is working so well with this corporate wellness program that you're doing to just generate leads and accounts?
Yeah, so I've been in the business. It's crazy because some people worry about it's too late to start. So I'm 43 today. I started when I was 37. So anyone that's like my age and thinking it's too late, it's not too late. Trust me, you can start at any time. And I started, just a quick backstory, I started coaching one-on-one with people after I had a personal transformation. And so I just actually started as a hobby, and that hobby, one-on-one clients, then group fitness. And then along the way, I met a guy in a mastermind group, which I know you guys are a big fan of masterminds, who was doing corporate wellness, and we collaborated for a while. And then I took what I learned from that and then made it my own. I think it's important. And actually, on a side note, one of the things my wife asked me the other day, she's like, so what did you get from Chris and Eric doing a VIP day? Like, what's the big deal? And to be honest, the biggest thing you guys showed me is that it's possible to do what you guys do, right? So you shared me, like, there's a big, I think online people see coaches and they're like, man, I could never do that. But you guys are so open with your content and what you do. You showed us what you do. And I'm like, man, I think I could do that with my own spin. Right. So that gave me the confidence to go after my own stuff. So, and then I got into the corporate wellness and businesses. It's very competitive for businesses right now to keep really good employees. So, you know, basic level jobs, Starbucks, all these things are easy to find people to do that. Right. And it's high turnover. But when you get into bigger companies, more skilled workers, they need added benefits, and adding a wellness program to your company is a great way to retain employees. And as far as a fitness professional goes, it's the one-to-many model. So instead of coaching one-on-one with people, now I'm working with companies. Some of my projects have 50 people. So you charge a certain amount of money per employee. So your checks are much bigger than if you're working, you know, you get $15,000, $20,000 contracts as opposed to $400 a month for 3 months. So the game changers for me are you can impact more people, which is what I'm all about, help more people. And for business wise, you're not spreading yourself thin, because I find if you're working with 15, 20 people at a time, your coaching level drops because you're just trying to manage time. Right. So that's the biggest things I found in corporate wellness. And it's just continuing to grow month after month.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And what would you say, Mark, too, like, you know, like with these accounts and like you said, it's one-to-many coaching. So like, what do you do specifically, like client experience wise? Because that's what we're big on, is like giving that client experience, you know, showering them with customer service. So what do you do differently that like nobody can really replicate with that client experience?
Yeah, so that's interesting you brought that up. So I feel like all us fitness professionals probably have access to the same content with our own spin on it, right? So I think the difference maker for good coaches is how you communicate to people and how you make people feel special. So when I start these projects, we meet with everyone individually to find out their goals, what they want personally. So it's just not a template. We don't just email out a template and say good luck. So I meet with everyone individually. With COVID, we had to do some stuff online, but we adapted. So you find out everyone's individual goals, and then we're doing weekly check-ins, reaching out through Facebook. We create a private Facebook community where no one else can see, and people share their struggles and their successes. So everyone feels like if there's 30 people, they're going through the same journey at the exact same time. And if someone is not interacting on the Facebook page, I pay attention and reach out to them privately to see maybe they're having a hang up, maybe something's not working for them. And my 12-week program that the people do through Kajabi actually tracks, they probably don't want to know this, but tracks what people are looking at and if they've opened files. So sometimes people tell me what they think I want to know. They're like, well, oh yeah, program's great, I love it. And I can see on the back end that they haven't even opened it. So I can secretly just not call them out on that, but just say, hey, everything I can help you with. And that goes a long way to making people feel special. So that's the difference maker, is just, if there's 30 people, I'm tracking 30 people, because it's easy to get on 10 people are going to kill it. And it's easy to jump on those 10 people bandwagon and be like, look how amazing this is. But if you're lost 20 out of 30, then you're not winning. Yeah. And that's how you get repeat customers, is you get 30 out of 30 people that were touched. Some people won't do it, but you've touched everybody, and they can't say you haven't.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that, man. And like, we're just big on just like the whole acronym of hope, accountability, and certainty. So HAC, that's what people are buying from you, and that's what you're delivering. And I think that what that carries over to, if you're delivering that, carries over to another acronym, which is BRR. So it's buy, repeat, and then refer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of the projects I take really big pride in, I'm getting repeat customers. So it's, anyone can get a contract once, right? Anyone can get lucky and be like, hey, I got my first contract. Now, is that company or business willing to hire you a second time? And are you, if they don't, are you willing to look in the mirror and say, what did I not do and how can I improve? Because I've had people that haven't repeated, and then I think about it, and the easy thing is to say, well, screw them, they suck. Mm-hmm. It's like, no, I probably sucked at something. Let me think about it and adjust and get better. And so I've done that. And now a lot of the contracts I have, like one of the biggest contracts I have is with a mining company, and we're lining up for our 4th project together. We've worked with over 100 people. We've lost over 1,000 pounds, changed a lot of lives.
It's awesome.
Right? And so, and then as far as the business goes, that's something that they can, new onboarding employees can say, look, we have this wellness program and it's only going to grow.
Yeah.
So
I love that, man. what I want to do too is dabble into, I know the fact that you told us earlier before we hit record that you completely just kind of like cut off like your one-to-one coaching clients and your even one-to-one online clients. I think that's super interesting because you're doing something that's just at a bigger scale, right? And it's serving you. It's fulfilling you more. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, that was a big moment for me. It was really scary, to be honest, because I've been living kind of off one-on-one clients for a long time. And they sign up for usually 3 months at a time for a certain amount of money, but you're always changing or chasing the next client. So it's like, hey man, I had a good month, but then when they're done, is there more? And I'm always chasing. And I was going from appointment to appointment all day. So I was doing 2 o'clock workout, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6:30, as well as running my business. So now with the projects I'm doing, I have enough recurring income where I just told everyone, this is it. I'm over. I'm not doing one-on-ones. I have coaches that I refer those people to if they're interested. So I think it's really important to create relationships in your community with other fitness professionals. So I have an athletic therapist that works with me. I have a dietitian that works with me. I have another personal trainer that is on my team. So anyone that I can't service properly, I just send them out.
Yeah.
And then, so it's been such a relief to actually focus on, my mission is to impact a lot of people, and I can do that through these projects.
Yeah.
And I just got a project, I think I mentioned to you guys, working with at-risk people.
Yeah.
So growing up, I had a tough growing up and things were a little bit challenging. I had some mental health struggles, and actually I'm happy to say next week I'll be 9 years sober.
Well done, man. Congrats.
I'm not against drinking, but for me personally, I just made a choice and it's changed my life. So 9 years alcohol free. So now I'm working with people with addictions problems, mental health problems, homelessness. And I got hired on as a coordinator. And so that's just filling my bucket as far as meaningful work.
Yeah.
And the only reason that happened is because I've been able to prove I'm a good project manager and can deal with multiple people. So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in my purpose at the minute, which makes it easy to get up and work every day.
Yeah, absolutely, man. No, and I appreciate you sharing that. I just see it. I see it when you're speaking. It's like you're like glowing with it. And it's a good thing. So let's shift gears here, Mark. You're familiar with breaking past self-living beliefs as an entrepreneur. You spoke about that a little bit, like we gave you the confidence. So what do you think it was most that you were really just kind of holding you back from taking action on your business? Was it fear of getting started, fear of failure, imposter syndrome, comparison syndrome, or scarce money mindset?
And all of those,
right?
Honest,
All above.
it's tough. We talked briefly about, and I think this is important for people just starting out, like on Instagram and on all these things. I keep getting ads in my feed about these fitness pros that are making $300,000 a month and working 7 hours a week. Like, it's just not real. I haven't met them. I asked these guys, they haven't met them. So yeah, when you're watching that and you think, shit, I can never do that. Like, I'm only making $2,000 a month or $1,500. How can I make $300,000? Well, knowing that that's not real and it's not attainable. And another thing that I do is I'm learning constantly. So if I'm in the car by myself, I'm listening to podcasts. When I have spare time, I'm reading. I have a bookshelf behind me here. I've read hundreds and hundreds of books. So I just seeing how other successful people have done it and modeling some of their behaviors and actually having some success and being like, I can do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is that you guys? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. So just the limiting belief was like, am I able to do this? Am I good enough? And just after you do reps and just keep doing reps and people keep coming back, that self-limiting mindset starts going away. And I just started leaning into and not worrying about what other people think. I really don't care, I'm being honest, about what other people think about what I'm doing.
Good.
Because if I did, I wouldn't do anything.
Right.
People, there's crabs in the bucket, as we've all heard. Like, people love to say, well, try and pull you down. Just be normal. Just be like, you're doing too much. You work too much, all these things. And I just been able to shake that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we tell our students is like, whenever you sit there and have that limiting belief that like, oh, like a neighbor's like watching like your social media post or a family member, it's like, no, man, just reframe your mindset that like, they're inspired. They're inspired by what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Actually, a big thing that I've learned is, so what we look at is what we feel and do. So a lot of people spend a lot of time on social media following really famous, rich people. If you follow someone and you don't get a good feeling from them, just hit the unfollow button. I've unfollowed hundreds of people in the last few months because they're jamming my feed up with stuff that made me not feel good about myself, or maybe just not even helping. And so I only follow people that are uplifting and who I find inspiration from, and everyone else can just go away.
It's a great tip. Yep, exactly. All right, Mark. So I want to kind of end this with a little bit of fun. All right. So let's say that you were granted a Super Bowl commercial, a 30-second ad, and it had to speak to fitness professionals. What kind of like advice would you give them with all the experience and knowledge and everything you've been doing?
I would say stop trying to chase a quick buck. Settle in for hard work. If you're a legit professional and you believe in yourself, like I believe in myself. I met you guys 3 years ago, and I put the charge for California on a credit card. I charged everything. I just leaned into my belief in myself and just keep pushing forward. The start of the pandemic, I had 2 contracts worth about $30,000 evaporate. And that was crushing, man. I was like, oh my God. You start thinking, do I suck? Is it me? But I just stuck with it, kept chipping away. And then as people settled into the pandemic, my business, the first 4 months of this year, I made double what I made all last year. So I think just stick with it. If you believe in yourself, just keep pushing.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And just amen to that. You just have to be persistent, resilient, and just keep going. And really quick, Mark, before we end, I just want to just express my gratitude towards you and just say thank you. Thank you for just being a genuine friend first and foremost, and just for putting your trust into Chris and myself. And it was 3 years ago, and we were still kind of barely scratching the surface as like fitness business coaches. It was scary for us to make that transition, and we've grown so much, in those 3 years. And I've seen your progress, just your confidence, and I'm so excited for you just for whatever next phase or just way you serve people, with your God-given talents going forward.
Thank you. Yeah. And you guys are the real deal. I've said it many times before, but we talk off camera all the time.
Yeah.
We catch up. We're just friends, who have like-minded, and I trust you guys. And I just love what you guys are doing for your clients. And, as long as people believe in what they're doing, have some faith. And I honestly feel like, even though it's been 3 years, I feel like I'm still a beginner.
Yeah.
There's so much more to do. Like, I feel like the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
So I don't feel beat down. I just feel optimistic and ready to keep pushing.
Yeah,
and lastly, I'd like to say, I want to get into coaching other people that are interested in corporate wellness.
Yes.
I think it's wide open. We've talked about collaborating on this. And I think it's another revenue stream that you don't have to switch directly into corporate wellness, but maybe add it as a layer to your business.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Because I believe one of the ways I made it through the pandemic is I have multiple income streams. So I have different ways to make money. If one slows down, I lean more on the other one. So as long as you don't make your services weak in 3 different areas, make sure you're really strong at one and then adapt to the next one. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Love it. So where can the listeners find out just more information about what you're doing and just keep up with what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. I'm a dad, so I'm not that exciting. You won't see bikini photos or you won't see anything too exciting. But one thing I pride myself on is everything I put out online is real.
Yeah.
There's no bullshit. It's a real feed. It's not that flashy, but it's real. So my Instagram, Mark_Nendick. I have a website, marknendick.com, which is pretty cool, I think. And then I'm on Facebook. I get a lot of interaction on Facebook because these are people I know and they're in my circle of influence. So yeah, I'm all over the place. Just search my name, you'll find me, and hopefully you like what I'm doing.
Yeah, right on. So we'll have all that linked up in the show notes. So guys, go check out what Mark's doing just with this whole corporate wellness approach and just how much of a good human being he is. So Mark, once again, thank you again for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks guys. You
Mark.
guys are the best. I really appreciate it.
Right
Appreciate
on,
it,
Mark.
man.
Thank you. All right, guys. Until next time. All right, guys. Welcome back to another Coach's Corner episode. We got the awesome Seth Hood in the house. Seth, how you doing, man?
Oh, doing great. Doing great on this Thankful Thursday. How are you guys?
We're doing well, man. We were just talking before we hit record about like the bipolar weather and all of us being California natives. So we're like, we appreciate and miss that weather.
Yeah, the Midwest is a little different.
Sure, man.
Absolutely. Well, Seth, man, thank you so much for your time. And I appreciate you because you're doing a lot of great things right now just within your fitness business. I know you're in our program, Dynamic Fit Pros, and I'm just excited for all like the wisdom and nuggets that you're going to be delivering to, aspiring coaches and even savvy veterans. So let's kick this off, man. My first question to you is, how long have you been a fitness professional and what is your go-to lead generation strategy tactic that's been really working for you right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so in terms of actual like online fitness coaching, it's only been about 6 or so months. I'm not great at math, but whenever last October was when I got my first online fitness client, which is pretty cool. And it's just been a whole process, like just learning the entire way. And in terms of like lead generation, I would say the thing that's been working best for me, so I've gotten a lot of my clients through my other business / Instagram. And so I think one of the best things that's been working for me is I kind of described this to myself like a couple weeks ago, whereas like you almost want to be your own best billboard. Mm-hmm. And because I feel like I am in pretty good shape. And when people see that, and I'm always adding value on social media, a lot of times people it's kind of like the whole Gary Vaynerchuk concept of like jab, 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 right hook,
yep. Where
it's just like you're adding value, and then you have an ask. Adding value, and then an ask. And I feel like it's a super simple concept, and I just try to like educate people from a very basic standpoint. And over time, people have just been reaching out to me on a very consistent basis. And as my client experience has been getting better and better, I've just had people like current clients just being like, hey, like I have a friend who's interested in fitness coaching. And a lot of times it's just been as easy as that, just adding value, and then people kind of just come to you.
Yeah, love it, man. I think it's a good point too to just briefly talk about the walking billboard thing. And I'm a true believer in that. It's like, people are going to gravitate to those that are just like walking the walk, right? And right now you're doing a prep. So it's like, I would say you're pretty jacked, man, from what I've seen like on your Instagram, and you're like 3 or 2 days out, right?
2 days, yeah. So on this Saturday,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And I know you mentioned too about like kind of like the client experience. That's something you wanted to work on as well too. Is like, you know, enhancing the client experience, the customer journey in your system. So let's talk about that. What's something that you do like with your coaching clients in your business that really can't be replicated? That's exactly why they come to you. That's why they want to be coached by Seth Hood. So what do you do?
So in terms of the client experience and what I do is in the beginning, it was like, I don't want to say it was chaos, but there was not a lot of order. Like from the moment I got a client until like the end of their program, it was kind of random and I was really just trying to figure things out. But in that amount of time, a lot of the stuff I've learned from you guys and just like testing and trying things out. Now it's like I actually have an onboarding process. So that's always good to actually, as you're starting, you're like getting clients, like type out like what's the actual thing, step-by-step process that you go through from the moment a client like reaches out to you to like them finishing the program. And one thing I've realized is that that's the only way you're going to be able to scale up. Like, cause I'm really interested in starting to hire some coaches under me after this summer. And without that onboarding process, I wouldn't be able to do that as efficiently. So I think it starts with that. And then some of the things I've been doing. So I use the program Trainerize, and that's what I use with all my clients. And it just makes it very, very convenient. Basically, that's wherever I utilize it's like the platform I use for all the training programs, the workouts, contact between the client and myself, and also Evolution Nutrition. I know that's been a really helpful one in terms of like creating meal plans. And I guess like how my client experience has gotten better, because I use both of those from the very start as well. But now it's like, I think why a lot of my clients are getting more out of it now is because I'm setting proper expectations right off the bat.
Yep.
And I'm really walking them through every single step. So how it works is, let's say I have a client reach out to me, however it might be. I took your guys' advice on doing the set call.
Yep.
And I really do like that 10-15 minute set call because it kind of sets it off where like it starts it off with you not trying to sell them something and really just trying to figure out where they're at, where they're trying to go, their goals, some of the obstacles they're facing. And I think that really does resonate with people because then it shows them that you really are just trying to help them.
Right. Yep.
And so that's something new I started doing about a month or so ago. And I really like that. After that call, if there's someone I want to work with and there's someone I feel like is my ideal client, which for me is college students and recent grads who typically are very busy and usually travel a lot. And so once I finish that set call, we set up like a strategy session call basically. And that's like the closing call where I go deeper on their challenges, on their goals. And then that's like the closing call. So once they pay, basically right after that, I give them the expectations of what's going to come. And so it's like, cool. Like I get them really excited, right? I ask them like what they're excited for in the program. That's like the solidification of the sale. So you don't have any like cancellations. So I think solidifying the sale is very important where it's like getting excited with them, talking about like what they're excited about and they kind of resell themselves. And then I mentioned I'm really excited to work with them. And then I say, okay, cool. So I'm going to send you a couple emails and one through Evolution Nutrition, create your profile in there. Once we do that, I can create your nutrition plan for you. And once I create your nutrition plan, then within 3 days, then the plan will be finalized and then we'll jump on another Zoom call and I'll walk you through every single thing. I'll share my screen with you and I'll show you like Trainerize. I'll show you Evolution Nutrition, walk you through your meal plan, all the workouts, exactly how the app works. And if you ever have any questions, like that's whenever you feel free to ask me then or even before that. I even have a type form. It's like Google Forms where I send another one to my clients and that just gives me all the details I need while I'm creating both their nutrition and their training plan. And so it's a lot of simple things like name, height, weight, age, gender, what their goals are if they're trying to like my quote unquote, mine is get them gains, or something about like get shredded. Those are my two main different routes I take with clients. And so based on all that and other things as well, I also finish it with asking them how committed they are on a scale of 1 to 10. And I think that just builds a lot of momentum moving forward. And then, so once I have that and I finalize a program, then that's when I jump on the Zoom call. I go over everything. And I actually my most recent one was yesterday with one of my newest clients. And literally on the call, she was like, wow, this is awesome. Like, this is incredible. Like, this is super cool. And it was just a really awesome experience. I've just gotten a recent testimonial from a couple clients. One of my clients, like 2-3 weeks into the program, has lost 10 pounds already.
Awesome, man.
And I think a lot of that is because of those expectations I create, walking them through exactly how to use stuff. I wrote like a 50-page like fitness ebook that goes over everything training and nutrition. And so I also, in that Zoom call, I jump on my email, and I usually right before that call, I send that email to them. And on this email, it's just a few steps for them. I actually took that basically from you guys, and I edited it, made it my own.
Good.
And then in this email, I just walk through each step. A lot of it's just kind of reminders about what I've already talked about. The third step is like they can click there to get my ebook. I always tell them that to start off, you should probably start with reading this.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also have a link where it connects them to my private Facebook group. Again, took that from you guys. And then their meal plan is already linked to their Trainerize app, but I also attach a PDF of their meal plan onto that email as well. And so I think just going over all that, setting those expectations, getting them excited again, solidifying the sale, I think is just what has made my client experience just so much better.
Yeah, dude, that's a hell of a process, man. And thanks for just
Awesome.
like taking us through that. And imagine like the listener is listening to those steps. They're like, okay, so hopefully they're writing that down and getting some tips and stuff. But that's smooth, man. So let's shift gears on this, Seth. So breaking past self-limiting beliefs, as a fitness professional or even entrepreneur, right? You're no stranger to this. So which one were you dealing with most before like saying, oh, I'm going to go all in and just do this online coaching business? Was it the fear of failing, fear of getting started, imposter syndrome, comparison syndrome, or maybe like a scarce money mindset?
Mm-hmm. So for me, I'm very blessed that the other business I have is a lot focused on like sales and leadership. So I felt like that was not one of my biggest limiting beliefs. I feel like I had that pretty well. The one that because I'd been wanting to do this for years, and I'd been like researching about creating fitness businesses, and I've paid for programs in the past. And the biggest thing for me was really like getting started and knowing what platforms and systems use.
Yeah.
And that was so tough for me. Like I remember the year before I got my first official like paying client. I remember I had kids who I worked with in my other business, and I would try to help them. I'd have like some things on like Google Sheets and like Google Docs. And then I'd have like a Facebook page, but it just wasn't a very smooth process. I knew I wanted, it's funny because I didn't know Trainerize existed. And every time I told my friends what I wanted to create, it was literally basically like Trainerize.
Gotcha.
And so with a little bit of differences, but basically like one of the programs I paid for before I heard of you guys, one of the coaches on there, Brian DaCosta, he kind of broke down some of the systems and platforms he uses. And that's whenever he went over Evolution Nutrition and Trainerize. And I was like, it already exists. Yes. So I just took the leap, and I paid for those. And like I said, it's been a learning process the whole way. But I would say biggest limiting beliefs was really just like, how the heck do I even get started with this thing?
Gotcha.
Yep. And that's definitely one of them, man. So that's awesome. You kind of broke past that, and like you're on your way pretty much with everything you got going. So kind of to wrap this up, Seth, let's have some fun. Let's just say that you have a 30-second Super Bowl commercial, and this is going to be targeted to only fitness professionals, right? So what would that 30-second Super Bowl commercial say about getting started, or any type of advice that you have?
Okay. Well, I've thought about one in terms of like fitness itself. So let me try to change it for fitness professionals. The one I had, I don't remember where I've seen this, but it's an ad that goes like, it's really bad. Okay. It's like, are you fat and ugly? Would you rather just be ugly? So obviously that one's more with like fitness, not fitness professionals. So maybe something along the lines of like, man, are you an aspiring fitness business owner? And are you broke? And are you like ugly or something like that? Would you rather just be an ugly fitness professional making a lot of money? So my ideal client is usually college kids and kids just out of college. So I think that would somewhat resonate with them.
Yeah, right on, man.
Cool,
No,
man.
We'll roll with that, man. All right, Seth. Well, cool, man. I appreciate your time. I know Chris does. So where can the listeners connect more with you and just see all the cool stuff that you're doing?
Yeah, so my Instagram is at Seth Hood, and that's SETHHOOD. And if you guys want to see a little bit of my other business that I work with, you can search on Facebook, Seth the Education Man Hood. And so you're not going to be seeing on my Instagram much this summer. I deactivated that during the summer, so I'm going to be focusing on helping families with their education during the summertime. So you can catch me there. But yeah, if you guys are interested in fitness coaching, just click the link in my Instagram bio and we can connect there.
Oh
Awesome,
yeah,
man.
man. We'll have that linked up. And once again, Seth, before I let you go, man, I just want to say, you know, how proud I am of you just with all the progress you've made, just this whole year, like even the last like ending part of the year and just all the cool stuff you're going to do going forward, man. I just see it to where it's like, you're just barely scratching the surface and kind of like the sky's the limit.
Amen.
I agree. I appreciate you guys for all the help. It's been super helpful, honestly.
You're very welcome. All right, guys, go check out what Seth's doing. And until next time.
See you guys.
Cool, man.
Hey, hopefully you enjoyed that Coach's Corner podcast episode with those 5 awesome coaches that are doing really, really awesome stuff, both online training and in-person training. Okay, so the next thing I want you to do is I want you to post below your biggest takeaway on that. And the second thing I want you to do is I want you to watch this video right here. This is another Coach's Corner roundup. Plenty of gold in there for you guys. So make sure to watch that in there. You guys are going to get one nugget out of it that's going to change the game for your business. So make sure to watch that right there. And then we'll be back for another Coach's Corner soon.